Tell me something, Tubies. Would you rather stay single or be married to a loser? And now I'm going to share a clip with you and I'll come back with my commentary. This is for educational purposes. You know who? Yeah, she gives some good advice sometimes. I don't agree with everything she says, but there are some things that she says and she recommends that can be sensible at time. Sprinkle, sprinkle, along with Princella, the Queen Maker. There's some things that I agree with her on, and there's things that I just say no. I see things totally different. Anyway, let's share this clip.
It is better to be single than be with a loser. Now, a lot of these guys will tell you in the comments, well, that's why you're going to be single. Well, if you're the only option presenting themselves to me as if you're the prize, as if you're the target, then yes, I will be single on purpose. If you are optioning yourself to me because I didn't even look in your direction, sir, you are not the target. A lot of these guys are so used to pygmalion that they obviously mistake most women as desperate. A woman is not desperate to quickly get with any type of loser who can't pay the bills, who can't impress her or do anything for her. I would rather say I am 100% single than I am 100% dedicated to a Dusty. And so a lot of pygmies fall into this, or I have to go to work because Dusty needs help. And rather than changing herself in order to attract better, or changing her mindset in order to think higher of herself so she can accept better and not less, she goes along with that crap. And Barbara, who builds a man, she thinks if I help him, he's going to love me forever. If he didn't need help, would he be with you? So what happens when you help him so much that he no longer needs help? You think he's going to be with you? No. Remember, don't build up no man and don't take anything less than what you desire. A lot of women who are pick-me-shoes and barbers in them, they may not have the highest self-esteem. Well, if you don't accept me as I am, you don't love me. You know what? You don't even accept yourself as you are. And you don't love you. Because when you get offended, when Dusty treats you wrong and you wonder why, that's you right there asking yourself if you deserve this or not. You obviously deserve it if you accepted it. And you can't get mad when a Dusty acts like a Dusty. You can't come and complain because that is what you said yes to. You agreed to it. You agreed to all the dustiness because you thought he loved you or you think you love him and y'all gonna be struggle of victory or whatever. That's not what you want. You don't even want to struggle. Why would you want to go through something when you don't even have to? It's better to be single and not have to struggle than be with a grown Dusty where you have to struggle and struggle with your self-esteem as to why you're even there.
That's the art.
It is better to be single than be with a loser.
Now, I agree with her 100%. I'd rather be single than be with a dusty loser. And in terms of, she's like saying, well, I have to work because you look like you need help. You already know where I stand with that part. It's not about I'm working just to help him out. I'm working because I like having my own money. I'm working because, one, I enjoy working. I'm a Capricorn. You know how that goes. I don't know what you know about that. Yeah, I love, love, love working. Even when I retire, I'm still going to work because I just love it, you know. And the reason why I'm working is because I'm not foolish enough to believe that my whole survival should depend on no man. You know, like I always highly recommend for my beautiful sisterhood out here and for all the women who are wise, please don't be another Eve. And when I say don't be another Eve, I'm saying don't be deceived by words. How was Eve deceived in the Garden of Eden? By words. Listening to what he said, but he said he loved me, but he said blah, blah. He said, child, please. Always be wise because that's what your creator and your designer and your manufacturer has taught you. Be wise, my child. Be wise, please. And make my heart rejoice. Now let me read some of the comments that they have here. Okay. One woman says, I was traumatized by a Dusty. She said, another person says, they're laughing. I have to go to work because Dusty needs help. A lot of women say, I wish I had found her long ago. She's saving so many women from these Dusties and showing women the way they deserve to be treated. It's not only her that's telling women, you know, I don't agree with women sitting around here depending on no man. I just don't. The only two men I depend on is Jehovah God and Jesus Christ, because that's guaranteed. And I need guarantees in my life, especially at this stage of the game in my life. You see so many men out here who are coming out of the woodwork, telling women what to, you know, the way they're supposed to be treated and the way that men are supposed to treat you. You have men coming out here telling women, stay away from these broke Dusties. And anytime you're dealing with a man, he has to match what you're making or more. I usually say more, because then when you get promotions and raises and you start to earn more than him, you know how men are. They have their ego issues, and I do mean issues. They can't see things properly. Everything has to be about their ego. Whatever, child. Again, grow up. But also, I don't want you to get caught out there with these dudes trying to tell you that's the reason why you're going to end up single. That's the reason why you're going to have like 10 cats. I only have one, by the way. I don't even know how people can have 3, 4, 5 cats, 2 dogs, and whatever, honey. Royalty is a handful for me. You know, you got to make sure the litter box, people come to my house, you don't even know I have a cat. Because, you know, but you have like 2 cats, maybe 2 cats. I can't even do 2 cats. I could do 1 cat. I took him to his doctor's appointment yesterday for his checkup and his booster shots, his rabies and his booster. That cost me $240. So how you have 3 or 4 or 5 cats and you keeping them healthy? Whatever. Anyway, he's a house cat. I don't let him out. Some people let their cat in and out. How did we get off the track of the subject of... I'm sorry. Let me get back on track. No, I don't have ADHD or ADD. And no, I'm not bipolar either. But the thing is, I just triggered certain things in my mind. But like I'm saying, don't let these men sit here and tell you that's the reason why you're going to end up with 10 cats. Oh, that's where that topic came from. Sorry. Okay. It's early and I'm just barely having my coffee. So bear with me, huh? Be nice to me. Yeah. You're going to end up alone. To be honest with you, that's men's fear. Because from what studies and data and research and the numbers are showing is that a lot of men are ending up lonely. They can't even take care of a cat. Because you know how selfish they are. They whatever, child. Anyway, I woke up this morning feeling really, really great. I slept well. I got 6 hours of sleep. You know, most nights I get like 3 hours. You know, let me get back on track. Yeah, but studies is proving that there are more lonely men out here, and that's why they're going around trying to put fear in women to say, oh, you're going to end up lonely. Oh, no man don't want you. No, we don't want you. Men are not rejecting the women. The women are rejecting the men now. Especially these dudes who are in their late 40s and in their 50s and 60s. Women ain't trying to hear none of this. You looking for a caretaker, a house slave, someone you can turn into your mother while you have some side piece on the side who you consider to be your lady or your lover or your real woman. That's who you consider your woman. And women are getting hip to this thanks to social media, thanks to the internet, and thanks to a lot of prayer, and thanks to even, especially YouTube. You know, it's awesome how so many women are waking up. At the same time, you still have a lot of women who still believe in fairy tales. I see them all the time on Kendra G. I look at these women and say, wow, they're still sleepwalking. They still, excuse my French, not to be rude, they're still stuck on stupid. They still believe in fairy tales. They don't want to see reality. Me, I don't want fairy tales. Because fairy tales is living in the dark. And in the dark, you can't see where you're going. You can't see what's coming at you. You can't protect yourself in the dark. Now, reality, which is where I prefer to be, is called the light. You see? I'd rather for things to be in the light where I can see what's coming at me, I can protect myself, and yeah. So for all these women who still want to stay in the darkness and believing in fairy tales, and yeah, there are some good couples out there. I only know that I know of, and I'm not even in their household. I love Joyce Meyer's marriage. I like the way she has 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. She goes to a hotel for 2 weeks because, you know, she writes. She wrote over 100 books. And she has 2 weeks off from her husband and 2 weeks on. He knows he could trust her. She feels she could trust him. And then they have Priscilla Shirer, her husband, and her, you know. And then I also, Tony Gaskin. I think a lot of people know who he is. He seems to have a pretty good family dynamic. So do I believe that there are good men out? Absolutely. Do I believe that there are men out there who take God and Christ seriously? No doubt. Absolutely. All men don't suck. You know? The only women who feel that all men are garbage are women who are still broken. And they're not putting in the work to get the healing that they need. You know, I don't think the percentage of good men is very high. I think this is just my viewpoint. This is not studies or statistics, but like, you know, my channel is international and I get phone calls because I work as an advice coach, and I'm getting calls from women all over the world, and they're all having issues and problems with these men. So I would say 97% are rotten to the core and should be in psychiatric hospitals with a straitjacket on. But I think there is 3% that are decent, you know? So anyway, that's my take on that. And I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments because I'm interested in your viewpoints very much so.